Man, it's STB. We back with another one. Man, we got a great guest. Adrian in here, man. Could you introduce yourself to him, man?
Like he said, my name Adrian. Most people know me as A-Mob, Mr. Always Move on Business.
Mr. Always Move on. A-Mob is clean. A-Mob is clean. Let me ask you something, man. You came in here, you got the fresh beard, you got the fresh edge up. You seem like you take grooming yourself seriously, right?
What I'll say is presentation is everything.
Okay.
So it's like when I'm locked in, you might catch me 45 days, no cut.
No cut.
And I ain't even tripping off of nothing else. Like the last 45 work days, I've been in gray Nike sweatsuits and black Nike sweatsuits. Like that's it.
I'm with that.
That's still clean though.
It's smooth, but we listen, if we getting dirty, we getting dirty.
Yeah.
We locked in.
But you mentioned the presentation. The presentation is everything. You look good, you feel good.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
work
for
good.
sure. That's how it is.
We got a sponsor for the pod. Shout out Olivia, New Passion for Purpose. She actually she excel in men's grooming. So that's her whole bag from the feet to the hands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you feel me? Check her out sometime.
Nah, because that's for sure important.
That's for sure important. And the present, especially about you, if you're gonna be on camera all the time, you feel me? You wanna have something for people to look at.
But even if you not like and you working hard, bro, self-care is important.
Yeah, for yourself.
Go take care of
That's a
yourself,
fact.
man.
God.
That's a fact.
I got an appointment tomorrow too.
You got an appointment. You coming? You spinning the bed on it? Shout out to Olivia, man.
I'm gonna have to tap in.
Man, you was snapping before we even start rolling. But it made me think, like, if somebody was to ask you who you are and what you do, what would your answer to that be?
To make it simple, I help people take their business to the next level by obtaining other people's money. Like I'll teach you how to leverage your credit score to go to the bank and basically rob them legally, walk out with $50K.
Okay. Have you ever ran into a situation where you couldn't get somebody to fund, or they weren't qualified to get certain funding? Is there any situation where that's the case?
So the problem is most people think they know it all. So if you come to me, you're not qualified, and I tell you everything that you need to do to be qualified, and you debate it, I'm not even gonna give you the energy to argue it. Like if you feel like you ready, and I know you're not ready, I'm not even gonna put you in a position to let yourself down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause I'm the one who I took the failures. Like I practiced on myself. I went to the banks. I got denied. I repaired my credit. Shout out to my boy Terry Arter, Stock Trader T. Got one of the coldest credit repair companies.
Shout out to T, man.
Like
yeah.
I went through that. I got a couple mentors, figured out how to structure the businesses the right way. I went to banks when I wasn't ready while going through the whole processing. Got denied, got unnecessary inquiries. And it was like, nah, it's patience. It's delayed gratification.
That's money. You before we start rolling, you was just kind of dissecting our business a little bit. What you think about from what you heard and what you see? Like, what do you think about STB? So
like I said, when I first got in here, y'all got a crazy setup. But then when I asked y'all, like, yo, y'all funding this all out of y'all's pocket?
Oh, no. This is called credit, business credit.
This business credit? What all do y'all use for y'all's business credit, though? Like, what all do y'all cover with y'all's business?
So this is the stuff in here is for my business separately. So it's not STB. It is it's under.
I'm gonna give you an example with my individual business. So I got a business credit. I got a business account, and then I got a credit line. And the only thing that I have on my business, the only expenses that are through my LLC are all for my car. So I got a loan for my car under my business name. I used it on the car, and then everything that I've bought for the car, I can't even say I spent all of that with the business credit.
Because we so accustomed to using cash. So like my car is in my business name. I want to put speakers in my car on the business card. I want to put tent on my car on the business card because this my work vehicle. So it's like this a business expense. Every time I get gas, it's on the business card. When I go out to eat, I'm mainly going to lunch while I'm at work. It's going on the business card, my clothes, appearance, whatever y'all see. I'm using my business cards for it. And what I love most about like the business card that I use, like rewards points. People always talk about rewards points. And when I go courtside after 30 days, when those points post, I redeem them points and I get my money back from the tickets that I had while I was courtside, and if I stayed in Detroit, like my hotel, I redeem all of that. Everything that I'm doing, using my business card, because while I'm there, I'm passing out business cards. I'm working the whole time.
See, so do you ever, because I think a lot of people are scared to do that, because if you get in a position where you spending more than you making, you just
look. See, that's the problem is you're always gonna start off spending more than you making. People want to scale too quick, so it's like those 6 months that I wasn't outside, I was working to get ahead. So when I did start spending, I wasn't biting off too much. Like it balanced itself out. Like I'm able to be like, yeah, I'm gonna make 10K this week.
You ever run across people like, say you get them a certain amount of funding, and then they run it up, but they can't necessarily, their business not really operating. Do they ever come back on you like, hey bro, this and that ain't?
So I ain't encountered that yet. I know I'm gonna get it. Like I end up getting a guy 238,000. Like he hit us at, let's just say 12 p.m. on a Wednesday. By 10 a.m. for real, at midnight, I called, bro. Look, you approved. I got you 238K in funding. And on the phone, he told me I want as much funding as I can get. When I called him and told him this is how much I got you, his initial follow-up was, why would you get me that much? Like, because a lot of people don't know what they're going to do with the money. And there's people who tell me,
why would you do that? That's crazy.
They didn't believe that you could do it first, huh?
Because seeing is believing. So I can tell you that I'm going to do it, and you could be like, until I call you, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to send you an invoice for $23,000 because this is how much I got you, right?
Say man, Big Kev here, man. Just feeling the smoke hit my face throughout the whole facial, was kind of like pretty euphoric. Facial care is neglected throughout black men, you feel me? And I feel like that's something that we definitely need to put it into. Anyways, man, I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10. Y'all need to come through.
Olivia, she's going to get you right. My experience was amazing, man. My beard, my skin, everything. Glowing. Overall, I give it a 10 out of 10. Great experience, the product, everything. Can't complain. Y'all make sure to tap in.
I can't lie, it was very revitalizing. I feel like I'm vibrating high. I don't want anything to come in contact with my face. I feel like my face is in its purest form right now. Very pure experience, very revitalizing experience. I definitely recommend this service.
Yeah, man. Make sure y'all come down here and get right with Olivia, man. She know what she doing. She know her sauce. She been doing it since '96, man. She specializes in all things grooming. Bro, especially if you in your bag, cause when you in your bag, man, it gets stressful. I mean, you don't got too much time to relax is what I'm saying. So this is a perfect time to unwind, breathe, think about your next move, and just get right. You need this service, man. Let's go.
But see, that's also a case of him he was looking at a wall that was so big, and on that wall, he thinking like the most I could probably get is 100 bands.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? So you bring him a whole house, and now he looking at, well, I got 4 walls in here. Like, what I'm gonna do with all these? You feel me? Like, it was probably a panic type situation.
And the crazy thing is, that was off of 1 round of funding. We typically go for 3. So when I told him, like, yo, we can keep, he like, nah. Because a lot of people are scared of money, right? Because they don't understand that money is a tool. You use money to actually make money.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Money is still like, I'm not somebody that don't make money, but I'm not making the money that I want to make yet. Mm-hmm. It's still a little scary. I'm still
can't be scared of it.
I'm frugal with my I know a lot of people say don't stack your money, I'm still somebody that stack my money just because like I'm scared of like, what if a rainy day come and I need him? You feel me?
That's
I
why
don't
you
want.
get this. That's why you get business funded.
So I got all right. So now I don't have nowhere near. I don't even have $23,000 in business credit.
Mm-hmm.
Say I want another car under my business name. Do you think it's smart for me to go get it while my other car ain't paid off, or do you think
What I tell people, depending on what your business is, I can get you 4 auto loans on the business side with 1 inquiry. And then if you don't know what to do with it, I'm gonna plug you with my guy Tony at Stick With Us. He own a courier service where once you take his mentorship, he gonna get you direct contracts. He gonna put you to work. So it don't be a lack of jobs and a lack of resources out here. It be like people are just scared.
yeah,
bro.
that's
Like
really
that's
what
it. That's the plain and simple answer, because you said you stack your money just in case a rainy day happens. And I'm like, yo, if a rainy day happen, I'm gonna liquidate every business card that I got. And I'm gonna pray to God that I can pay it off. But if not, and it hit my credit, I'm gonna call my boy Terry and I'm gonna get right.
Get repaired right quick.
I'm gonna get right.
That's crazy. Nah,
But I
feel
don't
you
advise that. I don't advise that at all.
Like
Yo.
I like you like kind of leverage your network.
That's
I want you to speak on that, just like your circle in general.
man. So like, your circle is everything. Like I know when I'm not in
That's
the
a
rooms.
big thing right there,
Like,
leveraging your network.
when I'm not in the rooms, I know that my folks talk about me because random people hit me up and be like, I don't go outside. I don't be in clubs, bars, none of that. So for certain people to hit me up and be like, oh, you had to know somebody that know me. And also on top of that, it's like everything is a full circle. Like when your whole team adds a service value to everybody, like you can come to me and get credit repair, or you can go to bro and get credit repair. Then you come to me and get the funding. That's step 2. Then when you need to figure out what to do with it, I got 3 people that I can connect you with, to where it's just all, you just stand inside of the loop, because people like convenience. I don't want to send you to 10 different people that I never dealt with. I'm going to send you exactly to who I dealt with. They're going to treat you exactly how they would treat me. And you going to love the service. And then you going to bring 10 more yous to me.
That's a fact.
It's a cycle.
See, even getting to that point though, and we spoke on it before we start filming, but could you speak on like, because we want to show people that you can look like this, you can look like whatever, you can be whoever you want to be, you can be from the whatever culture you from, and you don't have to identify with everything that they do, or like you said, when black people, we coming up, trap, rap,
We get
or
3
hoop.
options. You playing sports, you rapping, or you trapping. And the thing is, like, I started off making music. Like, and I still make music. But I was, the type of music that I was making, it was pushing the wrong message. And one night I was outside of a bar because I ride motorcycles. And this white dude pulled up on the coldest Harley I ever seen. He told me he spent 45 bands on it. Now, this when the SBA and PPP was jumping. So I'm like, listen, give me a couple weeks, right? And I'll never forget, my dude's brother was outside of the bar. And he was like, yo, you own a house yet? And I was like, no. And he was like, so what's the most you'll spend on a motorcycle? I'm like, 15 bands. I'm 21 at the time. And bro's exact words was like, I should smack the shit out of you. Because that's an ignorant way of thinking. So I'm like, what you mean? And bro pulled me to the side. And this was the first person to show me, like, he went to his bank account, showed me $150K. He like, this is my account that I experiment with my investments from. I was like, what you doing, bro? Like, yo, I do real estate. Immediately, I was like, oh, I need to do real estate, because he started breaking everything down to me. I jumped into wholesaling. That was cool, but it got to a point where it was like, I was working for money. Like, bro, you chasing leads. You it's literally a rat race. And I was going to real estate events like every week for a year straight, where everybody is talking about you take your business to the next level, leveraging other people's money. But they're not telling us where the money at, right? So now I'm starting to like really deal with imposter syndrome, because I'm like, yo, my dad don't got a 401k. I don't got a trust fund.
I was gonna say, were you working at the time that you was trying to figure all this out? You had a 9 to 5?
I was at Children's Hospital.
Okay, shout out to that.
Came April of, what was that, like 21. Bro, you know, when everything was going on, the world was shifting. Back in 2020, I had tore the tendon in my thumb. I missed practically 3 months of work. Now, after that, when I go back to work, I'm working 6 days a week. I'm missing holidays, my kids' birthday parties. I'm missing all of that. And my boss is like, yo, I'm not hearing none of that. You miss so much work. Like, you gonna be here.
So that's when I seen you said something about it on Instagram. You was making like 30-something thousand.
32 a year. And I really wasn't even making that because I was paying $608 a month in child support. So like, let's say I was making $800 every 2 weeks. 3 of that immediately chopped, right? Then I got bills. I got 2 kids at the time. I'm trying to figure it all out. It's to the point like, bro, I'm miserable. Like me and my best friend, it's been my dog since 2nd grade. I'm telling him, I'm calling him while I'm at work, like, yo, bro, I'm about to hit the roof. And like, if I jump, ain't no funeral in my book because I'm miserable. I'm real deal miserable. I'm going to work at 3. I'm staying till midnight. I missed the whole day. I'm not making no money. I can't go do nothing. 6 days out of the week. And I'm like, bro, I know this isn't living. Like, this is literally not even maintaining or surviving. This is modern day slavery.
Speak on it.
So
and do you think, before you continue, my fault, do you think it's like people have a timeline on when they gotta make a decision to stop being cool with that? Like, do you think somebody could put up with that for so long that they just accept it for the rest of their life?
I'm gonna be honest. We gotta have McDonald's workers, right? We have to. Everybody can't be bosses.
Shout out to
y'all. It's like, for the ones who know, you know early.
Get out of there.
Because at my first job,
Bro,
at 17,
get out of there.
I'm like, nah, yo, this is not gonna be it for too long. But I'm like, yo, I gotta make sacrifices. Because growing up, I didn't have everything in the world, but my pops kept me laced in nice stuff. So when I graduated, it's like, yo, I gotta uphold the image that I maintained for 18 years.
I felt that too, though. You might gotta hit the street.
Listen, and
you might gotta do something you wasn't willing to do before.
And it was like, you know what? I'm gonna try this working thing, but it's only gonna last so long. And when bro start telling me about real estate, like I was just lucky enough to get on Facebook one day, and I seen his cousin talking about wholesaling, and he like, yo, it's $0 to get into it. So I start beating bro's phone down. Like, bro sent me his number. I'm talking about I'm bugging him for 2-3 weeks. And he not responding. So I start calling that niggas big brothers because I'm locked in with bro's family. Like, I start calling everybody like, what's up with your mans? Why he tell me he gonna put me on it? And it got to a point me and bro linked. And I told my girl, like, yo, I'm about to quit. Like, I'm about to quit my job. Well, she was my girl at the time. Things happen. But I'm like, yo, I'm about to quit my job and go all in. And she ended up connecting me with her friend because her friend's grandma was selling a house. Made my first 18 bands. I had quit like 2 weeks prior. My boss ain't think I was going to amount to nothing. And the whole time I'm at work, like when I'm finding out about real estate, like I'm telling her, like, yo, you know, I'm about to be out of here soon. Like, and she laughing. Bro, when I quit and I got that first real estate check, I sent her a picture of it. And I let her know, like, yo, without y'all, I wouldn't be in this
Created
position.
a monster.
Hey, listen, and bro, she was salty. Like, she responded in the most, like, she tried to act like she was happy for me, but she blocked me after that. Because I tried to send her another real estate check right after that.
Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need to see that. Nah, but it's crazy because it's not as easy as you just made it sound, though. Because, all right, you knew somebody that was selling a house. How do you go about that? Did you get the funding for that? You didn't have the money to just...
So with wholesaling, right? Wholesaling in a nutshell is middlemaning. So when I jumped into real estate, I started meeting investors. So it was like, you want to sell your house for, let's just say $45,000. And I went to bro like, yo, bring me $63,000. Because he was still able to put 30 into it. And then once he resold it, he made like 50. So that's a great deal on a flip because most people only making 25 to 30K off of a flip. So he like, yeah, this a no-brainer. Sent that money over immediately. And I didn't do all I did was build a relationship.
That's money. That I feel like that fell in your lap just because you was aligning yourself with that purpose, low key.
So when did funding come into the picture? Like, how you get put onto that?
All right, so I did real estate. Now, mind you, this year, this month, will be my 3rd year in entrepreneurship. I did real estate for 2.5 years. And I had days where we was making money. Then like the longest I went 6 months without a deal. So like I ended up going back. I went to DSW warehouse on 5th. Wow, bro, I had like 3 deals in the works. But I'm like, I can't just wait around. I got real responsibilities. And I called my guy T and I'm like, yo, bro, like, I'm doing all of this wrong. Like, I gotta be doing it wrong because I see y'all really doing entrepreneurship and y'all really doing it. And I was already building my credit. Bro ended up sending me a course that he had. And bro, I'm inside of this warehouse for 3 weeks. I finished the course in the first 2 days. So I rewatched it
He sent you the course for free too?
For free, off the love.
And then for you to really go in it and take it serious, because you know how motherfuckers, when you get something for free, you don't really.
And that's what bro said, because I pulled up. So we got another dude named Adrian. I pulled up to his crib to link with him and T. Bro sent me the course. I tried to log in right there, and they started laughing. And I'm like, yo, what's funny? And they like, bro, we didn't send people this course with the wrong passwords just because we knew they wasn't going to do it. So for you to even just log in, show you different. And I'm like, nah, bro, I done prayed for a plug all time. I done prayed for everything under the sun. So when something good come to me, bro, I take advantage of it. Bro, I was in the warehouse for, like I said, a couple weeks. While I'm in there, I done watched this course 4 or 5 times. Like, I got it down to a science. Bro, I was like, he teaching how to go rob the bank, bro. He teaching how to go get funding. This is what I'm going to do. So I end up, I'm one of them people, bro, we work a job together. I'm going to be cool with you. I'm going to let you know, like, yo, I ain't here too long. Like, I'm going to do the numbers breakdowns of the operations and let you know how they getting over. So I'm telling people, like, yo, when this real estate deal closed, like, I don't care if my money get wired to me in the middle of the shift. I'm leaving the forklift in the middle of the aisle.
I'm out of here,
bro,
buddy.
It happened on a Tuesday. I'll never forget, because that was where I was like, yo, I'm never going back to work for nobody else. I got, and this how petty it was, bro. It was only $4,000. But that's all I needed. Because I was like, yo, I already had the breakdown in my, bro, this is going to at least last me 2 months. I'ma stretch it.
4 riggities.
I'ma stretch it. And I ain't even need that long, because soon as I got up out of there, I got to work. We end up making like 30 bands on the wholesale side.
Okay.
And then I end up putting money where it was supposed to go. Turn around, come February, I walked out of the bank. Not February of this year, but last year, I walked out of the bank with 35 racks. Because I did everything that the court said. Like, I'm even calling, bro, like, it'll be 10 o'clock at night. Like, yo, what I need to do now? And everything he's saying, I'm doing it. Like, to this day, it ain't too many people who I can call to get advice from. Bro, I'll call T at 2 in the morning if I need to. I don't mean to be inconsiderate, but obviously if I'm calling this late, it's something serious. And I know you, if you ain't got the answers, we're going to get the answers by 8.
That's money.
The way that the funding came in, because I met with a real estate investor who was talking about he got business credit, but he didn't even really know what he had.
And that's what's going on. And a lot of people, like, I ain't gonna lie, right now, I want to buy a crib.
Mm-hmm.
But I got, like I said, I got these car loans still. I mean, that's business credit, but that's me at the end of the day. That's on my credit. I'm not trying to take on no $230,000 loan and then I don't got the means to pay that off monthly, or the interest rate kick in and it be more than what I was, you feel me, like just overwhelming. So it's like, it's a thing of people scared to get the funding, but people also like don't trust everybody too. You feel me?
At some point, you gotta stop being a consumer. You have to stop being the person looking for the product, right? So the best advice I ever got was, if you see something that you want and you really want it and you figure out how much it costs, you need to figure out how to create a product that you can, or a service that you can offer where you can control your market, to where it's like, nah, yo, if I get 4 clients to get this, that covers this.
Mm-hmm.
Because oftentimes, even when it comes to business, people always talk about profit or loss, but nobody talks about how cool breaking even is, right? So like, let's just say I go get a cargo van and I don't make any money at all. I'm just making enough to pay my driver and to cover this auto loan, right? At some point, because I didn't leverage anything but my credit. At some point, this is gonna start making me profit. So as long as I'm not paying anything out of pocket right now and I'm just breaking even, down to even virtual assistants or whatever, to where you doing all the work for me and I might not be making a profit, but you build my brand and you build my name and I'm absolutely not spending $1 on it, that's good business because you're not losing. And eventually, you know, you'll win because all you have to do is reverse engineer. If I see me doing this specific way for X amount of time makes this much money, well, all I got to do is do this 3 more times.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to create this amount of money. People don't understand how to do that, though.
Nah, that's real. It's real inspiring. I ain't gonna lie. Everything you saying. You spoke on the fact that you was an artist. Well, you still are an artist.
Mm-hmm.
You said you used to make music that you don't appreciate now.
For sure.
What kind of music are you making now? And when did it? Was it the same night you seen that motorcycle? Did everything click that night?
Nah, bro. So like trauma. Like a lot of stuff that I was rapping about really started happening. Like real deals started happening the exact way that I was like, and look, see, I grew up in a church, right? So like my mom would always push that. So one thing that I never did was like put death on me. But it was certain stuff that I was putting out and I started seeing it like, maybe we need to chill out. But then it got to a point where like I used to be scared to like really rap about my life. And what I mean by that is the struggles that I endured growing up and things of that sort, to where it was like somebody else is going through this. So if I put it out regardless of who doesn't like it or who doesn't care for it,
it's an audience out there.
It's going to reach somebody. So as long as I'm myself and I'm talking about my life and I'm being totally transparent, it's going to play out how I need to play out. And now more so I'm talking about funding and financial literacy in my music because this is what we don't know.
That's a fact.
I want to point out though, because some people they'll rap about that and it'd be like kind of cheesy, but you do it in a way that's still like it's hard. You feel me? Like it hit.
It's real. That's the thing. Like a lot of people who put out certain songs, you can tell if it's really their life or if somebody helped them create it. Because when you feel something, even if it's somebody else's song and you rapping to the song with the lyrics, like it's gonna be from the soul.
But to speak about what he talking about, you spoke on marketing. And like when I'm somebody like, I'm not a natural hater. Mm-hmm. But I do be like trying to read between the lines, you feel me? So when I would hear, not that I did that when I heard your music, mm-hmm. but 9 times out of 10, if I hear somebody that make music with the content that you rap about and they're rapping, it does seem like a marketing scheme. Like they trying to get over on me or they trying to go subscribe to my Linden Tree or something like that. Like I don't know what be going on, but it don't really like grab you all the way like that.
That's because right now we in the age of, and don't read into it too much, but we in the age of the false prophets, right? So everybody is selling courses. Everybody is trying to teach. That's the new trap. But how many people are really doing it? So like I said something in my song where like, yo, if you need a loan to make it happen, better go to Upstart. I can spend the next 2 weeks posting Upstart receipts that I got for clients. Like, cause everything that I'm talking about, I'm really doing. Down to the plays that I'm giving, it's like, yo, this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm not gonna hold it back from you. Because it's enough money to where I know, like, even with us sitting in this room, I can give you exactly what I'm doing, and you're gonna have your own crowd for it. It's gonna be people that was never gonna come to me. So I don't mind giving it to you. Now it's other people where it's like, when I was trying to come up and I tried to connect with you, you ain't even want to give me the time of day. Now you see I'm doing what I'm doing. You want to spin the block and feel entitled. It's going to cost you for me to teach you. And what I'm teaching you, like, it's going to be apples to like what you paying. It just makes sense.
How do you feel about the music that 90% or the content of 90% of 99% of the rap game now? How do you feel about it? Because you said you was making that kind of, it's lost?
It's lost.
You don't support it. You don't like it.
So I listen to music. I like music, right? But the thing is, I understand that most of these rappers that are in front of us, now the stuff that they rapping about, granted, they might have been doing it. You're not doing it no more.
Facts.
All you doing is influencing young niggas to go be young niggas and be dumb. And that's where it's like, I'm supposed to teach you from my failures. I'm supposed to teach you from my mistakes. Instead of telling you, yo, this is what I'm doing. This is exactly what you should go be doing. No, you're supposed to be better than me.
That's a fact. Do you feel like listeners, like especially the listeners like us that understand that this is kind of poisoning the audience, not even kind of, do we have a responsibility? Like, do we got to boycott the music? Do we got to call people out? Or
Nah, so this is the thing. People have to, at some point, you have to be mature enough to understand what's not for you. So if you 35 and you got a shiesty on and you talking about sliding and you really think that's cool, you're done. Like, it's not my job to be like, oh, bro, you tripping. Let me teach you something different. My job is to see that you're not intellectual enough to be like, nah, bro, I'm really tripping. I'm stuck up in a cycle that I should have broke 15 years ago. So I got to stay away from you.
What happens when your music gets so big that now you're being invited to the industry places and you receiving awards or you're critically acclaimed? Like, what happens when your music gets that big and you on that level of them other rappers now?
So this the thing. I haven't experienced that yet. So I really can't give a direct answer. What I can say is when I get to that point, the conversation is going to be a little different with me. And the reason why they have to be different is because you can't put money in front of me and think that you can buy me. Like, I know how to go get a bag at a way better interest rate to invest into myself to where you not just about to be like, oh, cash advance, 500,000. Now you got to pay us back 1.5. I'll go to the bank and I'll go get a line of credit for 100K. And I'll take 20 and invest into myself, and every single dollar is going to come back to me.
See, even that, what you just said, a lot of, first off, that's what appeals to most of our community. So most of our community at a young age, they trying to go be a rapper.
Yeah.
You don't realize that even the successful rappers, I just did a little reel about it, but they not making too much money. In fact, they owe more money than what they make.
Facts.
So
because the label's job is to make you look like you got it. And everything costs. Like, I was just talking to my mans today, like, he a gospel rapper, and he really doing what he do. He done BT Awards, everything. And my job with him is like, bro, let me make sure you understand the financial literacy aspect of this business. Let me help you get in a position to where when you done with your deal, if you do go sign with somebody else, the negotiation is way different. Like, I don't know the aspects or the details of bro's deal, none of that. I never cared to ask. I just typically know with most artists, your first deal is the worst deal.
Yeah.
And we sign the first 2 or 3 deals that come to us instead of sticking it out and being like, oh, well, if this person offered me something, somebody else gonna offer me something.
I wanna ask, like, what's kind of the first step? Like, say it's one of us and our credit ain't bad, but it ain't necessarily good. We ain't worked it or none. What's the first step to take to start getting some business credit or just credit in general?
So this is let's first draw the line.
Great question.
Excuse me, with the difference between personal credit and business credit, right? On the internet, we see people talking about, yo, look, you build business credit, I go get you $150,000, no personal guarantee. Most those types of funding that they get you, the interest rates are ridiculous, right? Any bank that you go to, any real bank that you go to where you're leveraging your business to get some sort of capital from them, 95% of the time, at least in my experience, they're gonna make you personal guarantee it. So the first thing I'm gonna say is don't even focus on building business credit right now. With you being in the starting stages, let's build your personal credit profile. Let's put $2,000 aside to go get some secure products without getting inquiries. Let's figure out how to backdate our rent across 3 different companies to where now we have 3 primary accounts with 24-month credit history at 100%, right? then that's gonna give you 2 years of credit age. The first thing we're gonna do is figure out how to go get all these secured products. So then when we go get our first credit card, it's not that $300 credit card, right? Because we're gonna get a couple secured pledge loans too, because we all know somebody who was in the military or Navy or something like that, to where we're gonna go to Navy Fed. We're gonna leverage our relationship with them. We're gonna build with these credit unions before we ever go to these big banks.
What's a secure product?
So let's say you starting off building your credit profile, right? And you get on Credit Karma, because everybody use Credit Karma. They gonna give you a credit card offer, and it's gonna be like secured Capital One, secured Discover card, where you actually put your money up to buy into getting that product. So that $300 that you using every month on that credit card, initially, you put that $300 up, and then after 6 months, it becomes unsecured. The limit goes up, and you get your $300.
Oh, so it's like a little test.
Yeah, because that's what relationships with banking is. It's a test. It's to see, are you trustworthy? Because the banks don't give money to people who need it. They give money to people who have access to it and don't use it.
Yeah, facts. Now, you said before you focus on the business credit, focus on your building your personal credit, and then you mentioned backdating the rent. I hear that, and I'm how I do that. You know, because every rent payment I done made in the past like 4 years, I think, been online for real. So how am I supposed to go backdate it?
So they got a couple websites. So the 3 that I use is Rental Karma, Credit Rent Boost, and Rent Reporters. And you just go on your phone or your laptop, whatever, and it's gonna charge you a onboarding fee, and it got a monthly fee. But what you do is you get on there, you type in all your information, and then you say that you've been living at this property for 5 years. Or let's say your mom own a house or grandma own a house, right?
Oh man, they been, but
even if they own the house for 1 year, these people working this job ain't verifying that. They just want to make sure this person owns it. So I'm going to say I've been living at grandma's house, getting a room from her for 10 years. Because when it backdate, even though it says only up to 24 months counts, it's going to backdate 8 years. So now I got 3 primary accounts backdated 8 years. My credit age is going to be at least 8 years before I start adding new products. And all they gonna do is they gonna either call grandma or shoot her an email. And if grandma don't know how to work the email, I'm gonna set up one for her.
I might be grandma on the other end. You might hear me on the other end.
Real deal though.
Nah, and that's a gem for people that don't understand, because when you're trying to build your personal credit, your credit history matters so much. So if you can backdate something and make it look like you got 8 years of credit history, that's so much. You're gonna get so much more in terms of a credit limit than you would if you weren't to have that.
Because the thing is, when we talk about credit, most people only think your credit score matter.
Facts.
But in all actuality, it is based off of your credit profile, your data points. So the payment history, the credit age, the derogatory marks, the revolving accounts that you got, all that play a factor. I got a client who had an 820 credit score, credit age 20 years. He only had 1 account. To where when I went to go get him funding, he was only eligible for secure products. And he felt the way like I wasn't doing my job. But it's like, bro, you got 1 account. You've only used your credit 1 time. We do not know how trustworthy you is with funding. That's how the bank look at you.
Okay, what's an account? What's an account? Like we gotta make it simple for you.
Okay. So to make it simple, he might have only had 1 credit card or 1 auto loan, something simple, instead of actually leveraging his credit.
So you should go and go put things under your name and
use your name.
What all counts as an account though? Because I done had people got medical bills out here.
Yeah, so medical bills aren't good. If a medical bill's on your credit report, you need to come see me so we can get that taken off. Because for real, medical bills are the easiest thing to remove. Because when you go to the hospital, the first thing that they do when they come to ask you, do they give you consent for treatment, they go over the HIPAA law, which means what happens in here stays in here. So the fact that you sold this medical bill as a collection, even though you didn't dive into the procedure that was done, You told that I did something here that I had to pay y'all for X amount of dollars. That's breaching y'all's HIPAA rights. So we're going to get that removed up off of there immediately because it's like whatever happened in this room, you're not even supposed to really go out there and tell the next doctor, which obviously they do because people talk.
Yeah.
But when you start involving debt collectors, you really start breaching.
So medical bills really shouldn't even be on your credit.
No.
So why do they do it? Like,
The same reason why other people sell your debt and put collections on there, because somebody reached out and was like, hey, this person owe you money. You never gonna get it. Let me pay you half of that to put something in your pocket and then let me focus on collecting the rest. Because once you sell my debt to somebody else, in all transparency, it's no longer my debt. They paid it off. I didn't ask you to pay that off. I didn't ask you to pay that off.
Yeah.
So I'm going to press you. I'm going to ask you to show me an original contract with my wet signature. You don't have it. I know you don't have it because I didn't do no business with you.
So oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Nah, so with you not having none of that, you're going to remove it. And if you don't remove it, we're going to sue you. Because debt isn't illegal, but the way that debt reports, if it's not 100% accurate, which 98% of the time it never is.
Yeah,
It has to be accurate to the last active date down to the cent. So if on my Experian, it say last active January 1st, 2024, and on my Equifax, it say last active February 1st, it's reporting inaccurate, and this is defamation of character.
So it's easier to dispute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about student loans?
So student loans are good if you're paying on them. If you're not paying on them, we can get it removed. With the credit repair people don't tell everybody is with some debt when you get it removed, excuse me, you do still owe them that money. We're not removing your debt totally, like we're removing it from your credit profile because I didn't give you consent to put this on here. But they can still target you and ask for the money. They really can't do anything too crazy. Now, student loans, they can start
Garnishing
wages, but we can still remove it from your credit profile.
Okay. Now, if you done paid off your student loans, do you feel like you can get somebody more funding if they done did that?
So student loans really aren't a heavy account.
It's not
because it's like everybody done went to college. Everybody went to college, so the bank be like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." But
did you go to college?
I did.
And that's how you ended up at Children's?
Nah. So my college story a little different, man. I was sitting in my auntie house, right? And my mans ended up pulling up, and he had this hard ass Beamer. And he was like, "Yo, I'm about to go buy a motorcycle." I'm like, "Bro, where's you getting this money from?" So, bro, like, man, they giving out these refund checks. So I'm like, "Oh yeah." So me and all my cousins in there talking, and niggas is like, "We all about to go to college, get motorcycles, create a motorcycle club." Da-da-da-da-da. I was the only nigga to get a motorcycle, bro.
So you dropped out?
I did one semester. Bro, I went to sleep every day.
Bro, that's so crazy. Because I had a blast at college. I was there for one semester. But I feel like you might be the man to ask. They did something crazy where they deleted the email that I used to get my FAFSA. I never got none of my FAFSA. And I feel like they owe me that bread still. But I don't know how to log into FAFSA no more.
So did you pay for college out of pocket?
Out of my pocket.
So I would go up to the school.
I had a scholarship though. I don't know if that factored into what my wages were, but the price that they billed me for the first semester, I paid that out of my pocket.
I'll go up to the school. I want to see some history of my records.
I'm gonna ask for history of my records.
Yeah, I want my FAFSA history. I want to see what I was approved for. And then I want to know why y'all didn't give me this to use that. Because, like, y'all kind of got over on me.
No, I can't wait till I get to Athens, man. Y'all about to see me here soon, man.
Now, if they don't give it to you, like, I mean, it's just a loss.
Sometimes, it's just an L to take.
Sometimes we just take L's.
I done took a lot of L's, but
yeah, sometimes
I want to redeem this one.
I asked you what to do if you, like, ain't really had no credit. But what do you do if your shit just fucked up? Like,
first thing you do is come see me. I'm going to send you through the credit repair program. We're going to fix your credit for you. We're going to get everything negative removed off. And while you in that, I'm going to give you consultations to tell you what to do to build it while we repairing it.
For somebody like me who I'm going to probably need your services probably like very soon. I don't consider my credit the best, but it's not fucked up. You feel me? Like, I don't need credit repair. I just need funding. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of need direction on where to put the funds at.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I go to? Like, I just hit you up. I go to a website. Like, is it something I got to pay for? Right?
So if you want consultations, if you want to like have access to me once a week to talk about anything, whether it's credit, funding, if you just want to vent, I ain't tripping because you're paying for it. You can DM me and we can set that up. It is a reoccurring payment. It's $200 a month, but I'm going to give you everything that I can give you as long as your questions is valid. Now, if you just calling me and you be like, yo, what's your favorite cereal? Obviously, we not going to gain no value from this, but I'm going to answer it because you paying me for my time.
We spoke on you performing, and you said you said if you was to perform. Mm-hmm. I don't think you ever said if you had performed or not. Have you performed?
So bro, I had a nice little run. Like me and my dude at the time when I was really performing, bro, we was between Cincinnati, Toledo, and Dayton. And we was doing this 4 nights out of the week. Me and bro worked there through this temp service. And I swear to God, I don't know how we would leave work early every day without getting fired. But we would leave and go to these shows and we was competing. And me and Dog would win it every time.
That's crazy.
But every show, bro, I would be nervous. Like, I would be super nervous. And I would just sit back and watch how everybody perform and be like, I'm definitely not doing that. That was smooth, but I ain't confident enough to do that. Yeah. And then as soon as I would get my first song out the way, it'd be like the butterflies disappear. Now we rocking.
See, that's what's so crazy because you started to get into that. And I feel like anybody, especially entrepreneurs, like anybody who know shit, even artists, like you gotta get some of the game from somebody. You gotta study somebody else. Even if you just learning what not to do. Definitely. Like I feel like you can learn from everybody. And I feel like that's what you was doing like in preparation.
I still do that with everything that I do, like even down to watching podcasts. Like it's my first podcast. But I'm like, I know what I ain't gonna get on there and say. I know what I'm not about to get on there and say, because I'm not about to look crazy. Because your image is everything.
Clip that up. No, that's a fact. That's my bag too. Like I still watch podcasts today. And I ain't gonna lie, as somebody that tap into podcasts regularly just because I consider it my profession. Mm-hmm. It ain't been too many people keeping up with the podcast. You feel me? Like podcasts been falling off, and it been a lot of not even shock value. It just been a lot of people just trying to
do anything.
I want my content out there, mm-hmm. And then you lose the substance. Everything that you might have been built on or you might have been standing on is gone now once you sell it for this.
Because most people bite off of somebody else. Like it's not organic and it's only so many ideas that you can steal before it's no more ideas to steal because, all right, like YouTube, everybody want to do YouTube. I can type in 20 verse 1 and I'm going to see 5,000 YouTube pages of people doing 20 verse 1.
That's a fact.
So it's like, okay, this no longer holds any value because now it's oversaturated. So you have to figure out how to just stay organic with what you're doing to where even if you do take somebody's ideas, the people that's coming to look at y'all, they locked in with y'all no matter what.
I think it's more about, because I'm all for stealing ideas.
Factual.
I'm with it.
I'm not recreating the wheel. Why would I do that?
Exactly. And I seen that you got it to work. I feel like you got to be, like you said, you just can't be too lazy and try to recreate somebody else's stuff. You got to try to do it better than what they did.
Because what somebody will do is they'll sit and watch a 2-hour podcast and steal the whole 2 hours.
Every talking point. People sit on Twitter and then go on podcasts and say everything they seen on Twitter. And you sound, and it's crazy because now you sound like a bot. A lot of times you can tell when something sound genuine and when it sound like a talking point that they seen on social media.
Because you done heard it 1,000 times.
Exactly.
And everything ain't for everybody. Like, I know, like, I like playing the game. I'm cold at Call of Duty. I'm not about to create a Twitch. That's not my thing. I'm going to get too wrapped up in it, and it's going to start to feel like a job. So people don't start doing podcasts because they love it. They start to think about it from a monetary standpoint. And like you said earlier, like right now, most of our ideas are just off of being creative. Y'all not thinking about a dollar. And when you're not focused on working for the dollar or chasing it, it can't run.
Is that how it is when you making music?
Man, my creative process it's a little different. Like, I got some songs where like I done wrote the whole song backwards from like my very last verse, like the very last 2 bars in my last verse, and then built on top of that, went to the studio, did it that way, and been like, this ain't it. Like, but I've always took my craft serious. So like, if I'm gonna pay you for a studio session, I'm gonna sit at the house and write for 5-6 hours. If I book a session a week in advance, I'm gonna get my songs done.
Come ready.
3-4 days before the session, and then I'm gonna rap them like I know them. So when I get to the studio, I can be as productive as I can be.
I don't like the new era where everybody just shitting on writing, because it's like you hindering yourself. Yeah, you hindering yourself, and you just sacrificing preparing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, being prepared is kind of like, oh, I don't gotta be like that's. I kind of feel like that's what
I just show up, and however it goes.
Yeah, like nah, and that's like that's a slap in the face to the creativity.
To the people that really exactly. Yeah. So, but another thing is like it shows the difference. Like, it's an artist out right now, and the whole world love him, right? But all his songs sound the same.
That's a fact.
I don't even gotta say his name.
You could be talking about 5 different names.
All the songs sound the same, because when you're not sitting there and you're not thinking and you're not using your brain power, you're literally just recycling everything. As opposed to being like, let me come up with a topic. Let me stick to this topic. And then my next song is going to be a completely different one.
As creators, because I agree 100%, and I feel like we naturally we got to reinvent ourselves like every 6 months. It feel like we do that. Like, we come up with a new content idea or a new something that just revitalizes. But at what point do you have to concert some of the effort to the monetary part of it? Like, all right, we got the creative side on lock. We gotta venture more into capitalizing.
From day one, it's always about capitalizing. It's just understanding what you're trying to capitalize. Because for me, I got 3 kids. So it has to make money to make sense to me. If I'm going to be giving my time to it, it's got to make sense. And we don't got to get paid today. We don't got to get paid next month. But as long as I know this is going to start paying me, I'm going to trust the process. And then we can do a 6-month recap to be like, okay, this is what we did. We didn't make a single dollar. So what do we need to do to tweak this so we can stay in it?
That's money right there.
Going back to credit, can you explain a write-off?
Like on the business side?
And how to secure a write-off, yeah.
So for one, you got to get you a tax person that you trust, because their job is to, go to school and get this information to really be like, nah, yo, that's a legit write-off, right? And then to prepare you for when taxes come. So I got 8 bank accounts. I could call my guy right now and be like, yo, what you keep telling me I need to do? He gonna be like, bro, you need to get organized. So anything that I do that I use my credit card with, when it's time for me to go pay my taxes, I'm going to print off my 12 months of credit card statements. And I'm going to take that to her. Then I'm going to have her go through my bank accounts to see everything that came in and went out, to really be like, all right, this is a write-off, this isn't. But I know, so my business name is JKA Consulting, right? On the back of my necklace, I got JKA in the back. It's my kids' initials, but it represents the brand. So this right here is for marketing for my business, right? The clothes that I wear, if I'm going to a meeting or a business event, I'm going to wear something that I use to pay for my business credit card. When I'm going on trips, like I said, I'm working the whole time. It's a business expense. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm not in clubs or bars. So I'm not buying bottles and being like, oh, that's a tax write-off. I don't got them problems.
So your whole life is business for like
It's literally because my goal is to retire by the time I'm 35. So while everybody else is stuck in a rat race and keeping up, I'm literally doing everything that I enjoy. Like I'm cool with missing momentary fun for a lifetime of success.
See, that's the biggest issue with our generation because I'm not the same exact way. I ain't gonna say I don't partake, but I don't enjoy the club scene. I don't really I don't even drink like that for real. But like I see you pull up with the water. I pull up with the water too. Like you feel me? Like I feel like a lot of vices are like people volunteer their future a lot of times without realizing that they like you just put your future on the line by making that decision. That's you're gonna be happy for the rest of the night, but
a lot of people not even happy in the club.
Not even happy in the club.
They just in the club. Yeah. That's it. That's it. You just in the club. You not happy.
You're just
you
in
unaware.
The club.
Right
That's
now
insane.
you full blown unaware. You just in the club. And you not realizing that this is a business and whoever set this up tonight, they capitalize that for you.
And they might not even be in there.
Like it could be a football game or whatever. I'm looking at how many people in there and how much each person paid for the ticket. I'm like, bro,
they got off.
Yeah.
They got off.
And everybody in there just entertained. I'm like, nigga, you could be making this money.
Factual. So like me, I went to my first basketball game ever this year, bro. I had a ball. I went to 3-4 basketball games after that. I'm courtside every time. And I'm having fun. But also while I'm courtside, like, bro, my very first basketball game, I end up getting a client $25K. I charged 10%, that's $2,500. That covered my expense of these tickets. And then some. So it was like, shout out my client. She paid for these tickets. I'm not paying to be here.
That's money right there. Nah, you just gotta, it's really like, everything is about the leveraging what you have, but like even when we spoke about it before we start filming, like a lot of people just don't even know what they good at, and then it's stuff like the clubs, it's stuff like basketball, it's like Real Housewives, all these distractions is out here keeping you from really learning yourself and knowing who you are, and then being able to capitalize off of what that is that you good at.
But that's the thing, I don't feel like it's the distractions keeping you subsided. It's your lack of self-control.
It's you.
Because like, all right, yeah, granted, I like BMF. I like the Power Universe, but I'll go weeks without watching TV. I'll go weeks without playing my game. Like if I'm not making some sort of money or doing something that's better than me, I feel funny. Like how people might have withdrawals because they're addicted to whatever they're addicted to. I'm really addicted to the process of self-development. So if I'm not doing something to better myself, like I'm able to be like, yo, bro, I'm off, I'm slacking. And people around me will be like, nah, bro, you doing good. And I'll be like, nah, like, it look like I'm doing good because I'm doing something different, but I know I could be doing more.
See, that's the toughest part for me. I feel like I'm so much of that I'll be in a predicament where I don't know who to ask for help outside of people that's in their own lane too. You know what I'm saying? So I might be pioneering I'm on new soil right now. I don't got nobody in my inner circle that I can really go to be like, what I'm supposed to do now. Because you looking at it like I'm still good.
But the beauty of it is, like, if I put 20 random people in this room that's real life successful, it's going to be the same 3 specific keys.
That's a fact
because
too.
it's only 3 keys that it really take to be successful, right? So the best advice that I can give is stay the little dog in certain rooms. Like, you can't always be the head in every room. If so, bro, you in the wrong rooms and you never gonna get nowhere. Like, it's a lot of people that's winning in a city. That's it. And they not gonna leave a city to go connect with the big dogs for real because they have to be the big dog. Eventually, you're gonna hit the ceiling because it's somebody like me that's coming for your spot.
You ever feel like, because I notice this with myself, like, I feel like I get to a certain level Like when I'm down here, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to get up there. When I get up there, it feel like I'm back down here again. Like,
you know why?
What?
Because you're addicted to continuing, and it's nothing wrong with it. Excuse me. Now, granted, you have to learn to embrace it, right? You gotta have gratitude when you hit these milestones. But me, I'm never satisfied, bro. I swear my first goal at the top of the year was to make 10K a month. And I ended December. Like I wrote this down because my New Year's didn't start on January 1st. My New Year's started November 20th. I was preparing to get a flight. Bro, I'm on the plane, I'm writing. I still got the notebook. I'm like, yo, I want to start smacking 10K months. I ended December smacking 10K. I ended January 37,000. And it's like, okay, now we got to average this. Because you do it once, it's luck. You do it twice, it might be a coincidence, which I don't believe in. You do this 3 or 4 times.
That's a system.
Now let's up it. To where it's like, I'm in the rooms like most of my mentors. I got a mentor right now. I was happy to end the first quarter of the year making 76K. Bro bought the second quarter in making 80K, like in one day. Got another mentor that made 268 in a month. 268,000 to clarify. Like, so for me, it's more so I understand that it's real because I stay in these rooms. Mm-hmm. How do I continue to keep going? And money isn't everything. I'm not going to be the person to be like, oh, well, if you make a lot of money, it's going to make you feel good. Because it is going to make you feel good, but you're going to have different type problems. Like, I don't have the average problems of stressing about my bills. It's more so like, whose love is genuine?
I fuck with how you keep bringing it back to yourself every time because it's easy, like how easily I just said that the distractions keep people from finding out who they really is. But once you really take accountability for everything that's going on, I think that's really when a switch get hit. Start winning. Yeah. Even if you start realizing that you losing, if you feel me, like if you don't start winning.
Because a lot of people don't even know they lose.
Yeah, like he said, people in the club and you just in the club, but you really fucked up for real. But you in the club with the bottle in your hand and the person next to you, they look like they up, you feel me? But you in there losing for real. So it's like
think about it. Would you go, or if I had a lemonade stand, right? And I had music outside of my lemonade stand, would you spend $50 on one cup of lemonade? $50 on one cup?
Probably not.
But in the club, you'll spend $600 on a bottle. On an $80 bottle.
$80.
Let's just say it's $200, right? You're spending $600 on a bottle. If that ain't the most... Bro, I hate nigga shit. I'm gonna just be honest. If that ain't the most nigga shit ever, like...
Don't finish the bottle. Don't drink none of it. Pour it out. Yeah, like that's a lot of nigga
ridiculous. Shit. And I hate it, bro. That's why I don't even care to be in the clubs, to be around it, because it's like, bro, y'all investing in the wrong stuff.
It's like it's a broke mentality.
Yeah. It's bro, because right now we in a generation where, like, if you're not doing this type stuff, you really not winning. Cool. You're not winning. And it's like, who's to really say what winning is?
Exactly.
I ain't gonna lie. Once I got to a point, I don't consider myself losing at all.
Facts.
I feel like I'm winning for sure. I haven't won because I'm not where I want to be or I'm not doing what I want to be doing. But I realize, like, you become less active on social media, or like Keon put it one time, your only content on social media, it get to a point where it's all business related. Mm-hmm. I'm not posting on here unless I'm trying to upscale my business, as opposed to the nigga shit where people is posting pictures in Dubai and with a roll and you feel me? Like, that's the nigga shit. And it's a lot of times it don't be your money. You didn't pay for that vacation. Nothing. It's not your clothes on. You feel me? Like, it be a lot of flexing, and it's like it come from the awareness, I think, that you
But what it is, though, is it's even a lot of successful people who do that. Because at the end of the day, perception is everything, right?
Yeah.
And social media is a tool that if you make it look like you really just winning, it's easier to sell your business.
And that's marketing.
like I posted 2 weeks ago, bro. I took a 10K loss. Then 7 days after that, somebody ran off with 10 bands. So I'm 20K down. And I don't mind telling that to social media because if you gonna rock with me, you gonna rock with me for my wins and my losses. And I'm winning enough to not be in a fetal position because I just lost 20K.
Yeah.
I ain't tweak about it. I ain't spaz. I ain't do nothing. It's a loss. I know what not to do next time.
And a lot of people be scared to show the loss too.
Why?
It make you look a certain way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It make you look human.
It's that's
kinda
exactly
like,
what it is.
As a
though.
man's perspective, right? We not supposed to be weak. We not supposed to be vulnerable. Man, I lost that 10K and I went through something else the same day. I called one of my business partners crying like, folks, I'm about to crash. Like, I'm stressed.
But it take that to realize that's not weak.
I'm actually strong for doing this.
Exactly. But before you would have, you're not gonna post that loss because you think that's what look weak.
Facts.
And then you go through the loss and get on the other side of that. Now I'm winning again. Nah, that was the strength right there.
Yeah.
Because I can show you because I overcame that already.
Because I could stop. I could be like, oh, man, I'm 20 down the hole. Let me quit right now. Now I keep going. I'm going to make 60 in the next 30 days. Like, that be the thing. When you start to take repetitive losses back to back to back, it's a big win around the corner, and it's opposing forces that have to interact to balance. Yeah. So your faith is going to be tested. You going to really have to see if you made for it. Because when I called, bro, the first thing that I said, like I said, while I'm crying, I said, bro, they said winning is hard and you going to lose some stuff. But why am I losing like this? Bro, and 6 hours later, I got up, I went to the office at 8:30 at night and got right back to work. No matter the personal stuff that's going on, none of that, because at the end of the day, these emotions that I'm feeling, it's for the moment.
Yeah, it's temporary.
It's for the moment.
I feel like every winner got a story like that. Because I done already, not on a smaller scale, but I done been through that at least twice in my life already and just showed myself who I was. But my fault, you was about to say something.
Man, what was I about to say? To the point where like white people kind of like they got a false idea of success. And I think what it is, like, when you constantly, like, say for social media, you see people in the Benzes and they live in life. When you looking at them, you're not seeing what's in the back end. And I had a conversation with my dad, and he was saying, like, everybody going through something. Like, everybody got some negative going on. So, like, you can't just sit there and look at it and see, like, damn, I want what they got. Because if you was really in their shoes, you wouldn't really know that.
Listen, it's so many people who tell me, like, yo, I want to do exactly what you're doing. Like, I wish and it's like, nah, bro, the load get heavy because now everybody really leaning. Like, let's just say I wasn't really doing what I was doing and it just looked like that on social media. Now everybody expecting me to do certain type of things and qualities, which the first thing, I'm not obligated to do nothing for anybody. But since I'm blessed and I'm in a position that I am, I really help everybody when I can. Like, and I don't do it to say, oh, I helped you. Anything that I never did, we act like it never happened, right? But when people look at social media, like you said, bro, they have this perception of it happened overnight. Before I got to where I'm at, where y'all see, like I said, bro, I went a couple 4 to 5 months without deals. I had to go back and get jobs. I just trusted the process. I stayed loyal to who I was. When people didn't believe, people close to me didn't believe, like, oh, well, maybe you should just go get a job if it's so hard, if you can only do enough to pay your bills, or if you can't go and have fun. And I'm just like, why the fuck would I do that?
When you did start seeing money, like, because you was working at the hospital, I imagine your checks wasn't that much. When you did start seeing them 10, 20, like, K checks, or what? How did you handle that? Was it hard? Did you start splurging? What was that?
Bro,
like?
So before I even seen my first big check, right? I was at this one real estate event and I was talking to this guy that really does real estate. Like, when we talk about businesses and somebody say this person really does what they do in their business, I'm talking about like 600 properties. And he started 5-6 years ago. And he's showing me pictures of the Rafe. He's showing me the beach house in Miami.
600 doors.
And he like, but today I roll here in my mom's Prius because I didn't want to draw the attention. I was like, oh, I want these type problems. Yeah. Because everything is hard. Losing is hard, winning is hard, making money is hard, but being broke is hard. I was like, shit, I need to figure out what bro doing. So I started getting checks and I would spend them, and I got caught up in what they call a rat race. Like where it just looked like I was winning. Mm-hmm. It just looked like I was winning, but I wasn't, because every dollar that came in, I was pushing out on myself, like, or I'm going on nice dates. I'm trying to take trips. I'm trying to pay for everything that I can. Where it's like, yo, don't nobody gotta touch nothing.
That's the real thing, though, because you said, and you was in the middle of a breakup when you was hitting your stride as far as the entrepreneurship,
bro.
Now you got new women, you feel me, flocking now, and it's you look a certain way. You can't hide the presentation. You know what I'm saying? So like it's a way that you gotta go. Like it's a intellect and an intuition that come with dealing with women, especially women that know
you got a bag.
You know what I'm saying?
So the thing that make that different is, like, for me, I've never really cared to be the person to talk about my finances or my business or none of that. Like, I just got on that a couple months ago. And now I still don't even talk about it, but I brought y'all into my life because it's lifestyle marketing. That's what I use social media for, right? To go and reach an audience, to show them, yo, you can do the same thing that I'm doing. But then people start to have this perception like, oh, this nigga's rich. And I'm doing pretty good, right? I don't carry cash. So that's the first thing I'm going to say. I don't carry cash at all. That one. If y'all thinking anything, please don't think that. It's not worth it. Because you're not going to win. And
hey, I might be carrying something else.
Mandated. With no cash. That's it. That's all you going to get. So it's
that's a fact.
Down to women, like, you have to be different. And me, I'm really not too wrapped up into the women. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm a man. I love women. Mm-hmm. But it's another distraction. Because I'm going to have to put time in to get to know you. I'm going to have to take you out. I'm going to have to figure out what your intentions is. I just rather not. Bro, I'm working. Like, all my energy is going towards working, because most women look at a fast come up, just like dudes think that, oh, I'm gonna hit a fast lick, and it don't happen like that. Especially not with me. I'm like Julius off Everybody Hates Chris.
I was about to say that.
I'm stingy. Like, I'll give to the people that I care about before I give to anybody else.
That's the way you gotta be, though.
So, and it's to a point where it's like, y'all, I can't even get a y'all right now because where I'm trying to get to. So the women, they definitely start to approach a little differently.
How do you see yourself? Because 35, I mean, if you retire at 35, you got plenty of life left.
A lot of life.
Do you see yourself waiting until then, or if it happened, it happened?
Nah, I'm human. Like, when the right time is the right time for anything, you know. And I'm not gonna fight nothing. Like, I used to try to hold on to everything, friendships, all of that. But now I'm wise enough to be like, oh, what's not for me just isn't for me. And I'm not taking it personal no more. Like, God put you here for a reason, whatever that reason was. Once this ends, I'm cool with that. When good stuff come in my life, I appreciate it. From people to job opportunities. But I know, like, right now where I'm at, like, nothing's even gonna get the time or energy to think that it's gonna be that.
I think that's powerful what you said, though. To any young men watching, it's a time for everything, man. And like, you gotta I feel like you gotta lose enough to get to that point where you realize that, because a lot of men is out here crashing out.
Yeah.
Over they women or over relationships that's over. Like, that's not serving no purpose no more. It's not serving you no more. You gotta, one, be able to let go of stuff and make room for whatever is on its way. You feel me? You lost that because something else is on its way.
And I've always had this mind frame, like, since a kid. Like, I'm not about to beef over no female. Like, so once we start getting older, and it was like, oh, y'all killing about these shorties and going to jail, knowing she gonna give it up while you locked up, you tripping. Like, me, when it comes to everything with me, like, bro, I'm just so smooth and just secretive and laid back. Like, When you look at my life, even on social, you might not know. I might be in love. I might be in a situation right now. I might not be. I might be rich. I might be broke. Who knows? But you'll never know what's really going on with me based off of social media because of all the losses that I took. I know exactly what image I want to push to everybody. And if I give you more, I do. If I don't, I don't. But you're going to really have to figure out who I am.
That's money, bro. I feel like that was a lot of gems, but if you could just leave me with one last one, man.
Well, I did have one more question though. Before you did
My
that,
fault.
like a lot of the things you mentioned, that kind of like sparked your interest to get to that next level. Is like it had to do with exposure. So like, dude with the motorcycle, you seen his bank account, or just things like that. And I think a lot of the time that's what it is. Like a lot of people just don't have that exposure. They never seen it. They never seen a way out. So I wanted to ask you, what's like the first place to look for somebody who may be watching this is looking for a different way? What's the some steps they can take?
Like for me, I was different, bro. Like, and I can take you back to 2nd, 3rd grade. Like when we would go to the library in school, like I used to want to be a mechanic. So I was grabbing the books that was like the top 10 world's fastest cars and things like that, to where I'm like, oh, this car right here, this the 2nd fastest car in the world. It costs $1.5 million to get this. When I get older, I'm gonna get this. And then I would go to my auntie's house and I would rap on her computer about Bugattis and stuff like that, right? So since a kid, it's been instilled in me to want more, right? So when I bumped into the people that I bumped into, for me, it was divine intervention. Like, I wasn't supposed to meet bro at the club with 150 racks because we was at a hole in the wall. Like, we was in a situation
You're not supposed to be over there. Like,
I'm not even supposed to be over there.
Outside,
Like,
you might not make it home.
We tweaking. So for me, it was more so divine intervention. For anybody else, I would the most important thing that I would say is really figure out what you think you want, because it's never gonna happen exactly how you want it. Write it down and tell yourself that it's already yours every day. And you're going to be in a situation where you're going to see exactly what you was talking about. And it's just going to all line up how I need to. But it start within yourself. Like, are you only as good as the job that you work, or are you more? For me, I've always known that I was more.
You kind of got to see it within yourself.
Yeah.
Bro, and that awareness, you were speaking on it earlier, and a lot of people like that have that question need to realize, how you were saying, not everything, you're not going to hit the lick. Not everything is a lick. When you see it, it might look like a lick, but that's because that's what attracted your eyes. But
temptation.
It's temptation. And really, outside of the lick, it was somebody's skill set that got them there. So it's just about honing in on your skill set and figuring out, or at least putting yourself in a predicament, an environment to see what your skill set is.
Because you could have seen bro's bank account or whatever and just got to hating on him.
Yeah, literally. Bro, so when I seen bro's account, I asked him, what did I need to do? Because I don't have an ego problem. I don't have a pride problem, right? So I'm like, what do I got to do to be up under you? Instead of thinking, I got to be better than this nigga. That's y'all's problem. Your pride and your ego, the reason why you broke. When I met his cousin with the wholesaling, I told bro, like, yo, I'm willing to work with you for free. Just teach me everything you know. And my first 30 days, I ain't get a deal. When I got my first deal, like I said, it was nice. And I was willing to not make $1 off of it to learn a skill set. A lot of y'all don't be willing to do that. I don't care if I don't get paid today off of what you teaching me. Because once I learn it, and once I run with it, it's over with.
And going back to what you said about the ego, people not even willing to ask the question, how did you do that?
Yeah, they just look and hate.
Yeah, and they too, Keon be saying it all the time, people be too afraid to admit that you don't know something.
Facts.
And that's where learning start, admitting that you don't know it and putting yourself in a position to learn it.
The most important thing that I can say to anybody is to always be teachable. I've always learned from every situation that I've been in. Even in this room, it's something that I done took from it. Everywhere that I'm at, I'm going to take something from the situation. Life is about perception, man. It's about how you look at the glass. Is it half empty or half full? Or is there no glass there at all? It's some people that'll trick themselves so much that it ain't even a glass there. And it's like, no, you just want to be different from everybody else. It's your problem. You can be different. Don't be too different, man. Be grounded, be realistic inside of your morals and whatever you got going on. Stay true to yourself and trust the process.
And that's what securing the bag is, bro. Secure the bag, man. All 2024, man. I'm trying to, we manifesting 10K months for STB too, man. So it's gonna
look,
be here.
this is the most important thing for all my business owners. Set your goals so ridiculous that when you say it, it sounds crazy coming out of your mouth. Because the motto is aim high, fall short. Aim short, you land nowhere at all. So when I was first thinking 10K months, I'm smacking $1,000. I'd rather be like, yo, I'm gonna make 100K a month and only make 30. Because that's still more than that 10K. Even if it's only 30%, 30% can be good. So whatever goals you set, man, make them not unrealistic, but make them so crazy that you don't even believe in it.
Let them know where they can find you.
Follow me on Instagram, amob_go_crazy for any business needs, credit repair needs, however I can add value to you. Just feel free to reach out.
Man, we'll see y'all, man.
We out.
That was fire.